Good morning, world. I know I've been MIA for a little bit, but today when I woke up and saw that the country had met and fallen in love with Gus Walz and that we were talking about neurodiversity, I was so excited. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what it is that we saw. I love that we got to experience the pride, the joy, the intensity of emotions that he experienced. And in a recent article, I believe it was in an interview with People, Tim and Gwen shared that Gus has ADHD as well as anxiety. And I've mentioned here as well that anxiety has a tendency to follow ADHD. And yes, they mentioned that he also has a nonverbal learning disorder. So with the ADHD, we've talked about here how emotional dysregulation is something that people who are neurodivergent tend to experience as well. The short, easy, quick way to explain your emotional dysregulation: the feelings are big, all of them. Generally, we're used to experiencing our feeling. We feel what we feel. If you look at Gwen and Hope, you can see that they too were experiencing that depth, that intense pride and excitement for Tim, right? But with Gus, his feelings are magnified. He's experiencing the same stuff. It's just that they feel so much bigger, which is why you can see Gwen and Hope having a calmer experience of that, beaming with pride and joy and excitement for their husband and father. But Gus's display of it was so much bigger because his experience was that much bigger. They were all experiencing pride, but his was magnified. They were all experiencing joy, but his was magnified, which is why sometimes when you're working with or seeing someone who's experiencing that emotional dysregulation, it feels like, wait, why is this so intense? Everyone else, let's say we're all here experiencing this level of excitement, they're there. They're higher than that. And because their emotions are that much higher, it's harder for them to control it. The same way that I could be carrying 100-pound brick and I'm like, hey, lifting 100 pounds and whatever. It's not the same. If I were to be carrying a 200 or 300-pound bag, it would be much more difficult, which is why sometimes people tend to have a difficult time reining in their emotions. And the other thing that we saw, which I loved, was that Gus got to feel, experience, and express his feelings. A lot of times what we tend to do is keep people from having or from experiencing where they are, from expressing their feelings. I absolutely loved that his mom and his sister and whoever else was there with him, they were there, they shared in the joy. Their expression was not as outward, as big as what his was, but they felt their stuff and they let him feel his stuff, which, if we learn anything from that experience, it's that it's important to allow people to feel what they feel, to allow people to be who they are, because then they don't have to worry about that and they can just focus on being awesome and doing all the other awesome things that they do. But yes, I was super excited to meet Gus's dad. All right, have an awesome day.